Franco. Yeah, catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up. Gotta catch it now, Franco. Yeah, catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up. Gotta catch it now.
Hello.
Yo.
Yes. Hello. We
Hey.
are live.
Hello.
We are live. We have absolutely no one watching us live at this point, but we have replays, so be on your best behavior. Okay?
You seem to start every show off like that.
But then it grows in stature. It grows because of my popularity and my whimsical nature. So it grows by leaps and bounds. So yeah, we're live on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube. So do with that as you will, even though there is absolutely nobody watching us whatsoever. But people drop in and drop out, and they have questions and concerns and things like that. So well, actually, they don't ever have real concerns about it.
I was going to say concerns. That's concerning.
But we do have people that pop in and watch, and especially since when it goes on the live on the Facebooks and the YouTubes, and hey, we have somebody with us. See, so it started. We are now actually officially live. So tonight, Wayne, my commentator corraller, is out on assignment. He's going to be flying somewhere for something very special. So with me tonight, I have Nicolas, the NFA, the notorious NFA, with me doing commentating and wrangling and stuff like that. And then we have Jaime Carrillo. Carrillo.
Those were both equally bad, but I'll
both of them bad?
Yeah, they're both.
It's pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. I rolled my R's like a good Spaniard should.
You actually sort of did.
Yeah. My wife tells me not to do that though, all the time. So.
And now I understand why.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. But yeah, so I'm trying to do this show on a semi kind of regular basis, and Jaime has been gracious enough to join us tonight. I asked people, and they're like, "Why would I want to come on with you?" But Jaime was gracious enough to say yes, and he came on. And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of different stuff today, and going to draw some stuff. But in honor of you, Mr. Star Wars artist person, I'm going to draw this guy tonight. Yeah, this guy. You recognize this guy?
Jackson.
There you go. You show this to a normie person, and they're like, "What? A rabbit? Why are you drawing a rabbit with a gun?"
There's rabbits in Star Wars.
Yeah. So we know who this is, as you know, others don't. So Jaime, we had technical problems with Jaime's camera before, so we'll pop up whatever he's working on every once in a while. You may see something moving in his lap. Please don't be alarmed. It's a dog.
We think it's a dog. We're gonna go with dog.
He's so cute. He's missing half of his jaw though, but he's cute.
She actually doesn't have a lower jaw. That's why her tongue is always out. Yeah.
Oh, he's the cutie. See, now that's a Star Wars character right there. You should put that in one of your paintings.
Yeah, I was gonna say more than a green rabbit, right?
Right. So yeah, so we're gonna get started. If you have any questions or comments or anything, please make sure you put them in the chat, and Nick will read them off at some point. If you're watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, or on Twitch, I forget which one it is, either YouTube or Facebook. I think it's Facebook. You have to give StreamYard permission if you want to leave a comment with your name showing up. If you don't give it permission, then your comment may show up, but your name does not, so we won't know who you are. But we can still answer a question or so. But
or concerns.
Jaime, yeah, or concerns. But Jaime has worked on a bunch of stuff. You've worked on some cool stuff, man. You worked on Star Wars is cool, but you've worked on a whole bunch of different stuff too. Tell us some of the stuff you were on with us once before, but it was a long time ago, and maybe a few other people are watching the show now that weren't watching the show then. So give us a rundown of your entire career, starting when you were like, I don't know, 12.
Okay. Well, I still act like I'm 12, so this won't take very long. I was actually lucky enough to fulfill my bucket list when I was growing up. the three things that I always wanted to paint was Star Wars, because I mean, I was like really young when I first saw it, and that was like mind blowing. Star Wars, Dungeons and Dragons, because I grew up the biggest Dungeons and Dragons nerd, and Iron Maiden, the Iron Maiden, Derek Riggs covers of Iron Maiden. Those are the three things that was like living to do, and I had the good luck and the right opportunities to be able to do all three of those at one time. So I need a new bucket list, but now I'm afraid to make a new one because I'm afraid it'll go unfulfilled. So. but no, just keep on. Yeah, I get to still paint Star Wars. My latest one just came out a couple of days ago through Acme Archives. So
oh, really? I didn't know about this.
Oh yeah, it came out on the 16th.
Oh. And what was it?
It's actually probably my favorite scene from A New Hope. It's called "We Meet Again at Last," because when I was young and watching that scene, I don't know how good you can see it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So when I was young watching it,
awesome.
What's that?
That was amazing awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That to me, that scene just was like crazy because he's there saying, the circle is now complete and all that nonsense. And to me, it just hinted at this mystery that you knew nothing about at the time. When only the first Star Wars was out, you didn't know what he was talking about. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete and all that. So to me, that scene, I love that scene. There's just so much emotion in it and so much energy in it. A lot of people always say, "Oh, it's the most boring lightsaber fight." It's like, yeah, but there's just so much behind that fight. There's this at the time untold until the prequels came out, but this untold story that spanned ages behind that fight. And so to me, I love that scene. So that's why I decided to do that one.
So are you are you upset with it? We talked about this before that I wasn't going to get you upset, so I don't mean to get you upset. But are you upset with the newer Star Wars with their fights and everything, like the Obi-Wan Kenobi show? Because all these shows came out since the last time we talked to you on the air.
Yes,
on the show
that's
here.
true. Yeah.
Did you like the shows on the on the Disney Channel, the new ones, or?
Yeah, yes and no. I have very, very strong opinions on these things. I don't know if I want to voice it. But hold up, before we get into that, I just need to show you this. This is on my phone, and I was able to pull it up really quickly.
Hold on. Yeah. Oh, there it is.
I think this was the first appearance of Jackson, if I remember correctly. It was, I think it's Star Wars number 29 or something, and it was. They held him up. They wanted information from him, and then you can see it says he got
load out your refrag. Yeah,
load out your retros.
Your retros.
And I just thought, I don't know why. Forever, my sister and I, to this day, when we're mad at each other, we'll sit there and go, "Oh, shut up! You shut up! Nah, blow out your retros." It's.
Oh, that's cute. Your sister. You have like that friends language. Like when Ross and Monica, do that.
It is so not like that. That is so inaccurate. Oh,
that's the way I got to think about you guys now.
Oh, that's terrible. I should have never said anything. Okay, I've already talked too much. All right, I'm done. I'm out of here.
No.
That's a shame. Just said, Jaime, and go Star Wars, pew pew. So,
pew pew.
Pew pew. That's what they do.
That is true.
Pew pew.
Can't argue with that.
So that old fight between in the first movie, I don't even like to call it A New Hope. It's the first movie, and people are like, well, which one? No, it's the first one. It's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
Because it wasn't called A New Hope back then. It was just called Star Wars.
It was called Star Wars.
So they renamed it the New Hope. So don't give me that. But when he's fighting Obi-Wan and Vader, they fight so slow.
Oh, totally.
So now the way they fight, I like to think that they just got older and they just fought slower. I think. You know,
that was true. That's true as well.
because I'm feeling it now. Like like when I was young, I'm like, oh, and the other movies came out, and I'm like, oh, come on, they're fighting so slow in that. But now I understand as I'm older, I
Right.
don't move as fast as I did back then.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you matured and you now understand symbolism and plot
Oh
and all.
no,
No,
I don't
it's just,
understand any of that stuff.
I'm just old and slow now.
Yeah. Mm-mm. No.
Oh, that's so bad. No,
Yeah.
I'm not against the fight, the choreography. There, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, I mean, in '99 when Phantom Menace came out, I was blown away by Darth Maul. I mean, that it was
Yeah.
like, holy moly, that was awesome. You know, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's where it ended up. It was 40 years of a saga to end up with nothing. I disagree. I'm sorry. I don't know how much I want to get into this because this could get ugly. I was the biggest Star Wars fan. I mean, when I got the first Star Wars assignment, it was in 2016, the first licensed Star Wars assignment I got, 2016. And I was like over the moon because I was like, oh my God, Force Awakens had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Force Awakens. You know, just it was a soft reboot. You know, it was everybody's all, oh, it's the same thing as A New Hope. It's just, yeah, it is. It's just it was trying to
same exact story. Yeah, when you think
yeah,
about
just
it,
trying to reintroduce it to a new audience. You know, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. So I loved it. I was all on board 100%. I mean, I remember talking to you back then. We talked about the new movies back a few, what's going to have 10 years ago, almost 9.5 years ago. I know.
Really?
Yeah.
That long already? Holy cow!
I'm surprised. But yeah, it's. I was all on board. I didn't despise what Disney was doing with it. I thought they actually made some really good choices. I thought they came up with some good characters. It was, I have to say, it was only the last movie. No.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No.
That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
So you even like the whole thing with Luke Skywalker on the Salt Planet and everything like that? You liked all that stuff?
I did. I was all on board with that. I thought it was gutsy. I thought Johnson took a lot of chances. I didn't think they all panned out. I thought, I don't think Last Jedi is a perfect movie. I think it has some major faults, but I was on board. I thought it was a little subversive. I guess that's the word everybody throws around. Oh, he's trying to be subversive. Yeah, I think it was. I think he was just trying to do something different, shake things up. And I think he was mostly successful. And I think to me, what's missing, especially in The Rise of Skywalker, is the touch of Kasdan.
Yeah.
Everything Kasdan did was magic. I mean, you look at Empire Strikes Back, that's Kasdan. It's Kasdan. I mean, Lucas, we can debate Lucas all day, but Kasdan had his fingerprints all over Empire Strikes Back, which is, of course, everybody considers, the best out of all of them. And Kasdan had a hand in The Force Awakens. Of course, Johnson did The Last Jedi all by himself. But like I said, I didn't think everything he tried panned out, but I thought it was risky. I thought it was different. It was new, and it was a neat direction to go in. And then, of course, I mean, depending on who you listen to, who you believe, which PR story, Abrams comes in and undoes everything that was done. It was like damage control, basically, and I'm very sad for my Star Wars.
Yeah, and then it looks like Abrams just kind of fell off the map after that movie. Like, I don't think he's really done much after that.
No.
We were talking about it the other night with
that's true,
with Arnie and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know that he's really done anything else.
No, I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's upset or if he's just like hiding from everybody or
hiding from the toxic fandom. Well, and see, that was it drove me crazy because you had two camps. You had people that were old school and hated everything Disney did, or people that just, slobbered all over anything Disney did. And now you've got to be in one of those two camps. And I was originally in the camp that said, I don't think Disney's perfect, but I think they've actually done a really good job of introducing Star Wars to a whole new generation. I mean, for once I saw, well, for the first time since the 80s, I saw kids wearing Star Wars t-shirts. Mandalorian had just come out. Star Wars was like the big thing. It was huge.
I get what you're saying. I think it was just the excitement. I don't know that they needed to reintroduce to an audience. So you think they actually needed to do that reintroduction to a newer audience? That if they just came out with a movie like with all the media we have today, people wouldn't go and seek it out and find out what the other ones were about?
I don't know that I would say they needed to. I'm just saying that's the way they decided to start it off, and to me it hit. To me it worked. I felt. I mean, I loved it. I had no desire to go watch The Force Awakens. I bought tickets, I think, the week before it came out, or maybe 3 or 4 days before it came out, and that was only because my stepson asked me something about it. Force Friday, when all the toys come out on the Friday before, they released them like at midnight. Remember they used to have Force Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he mentioned, were you going to go to Walmart tonight for Force Friday? And I said, no, I had no plans. He goes, well, if you do, can you get me some of these? And he mentioned the figures. I didn't even know who the characters were. I hadn't kept up with it at all. The only hype I had heard was, if you remember that year at San Diego, he had the panel, and it blew away all the other panels. Everybody was talking about it. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that was the only thing I had heard about it. And so at the last minute, I was like, oh, fine. He wants some of these figures. I'll go get him some. Fine. If what's it cost me? We live really close to the store. So I went at like 11 o'clock or whatever, found a couple of figures, and even thought, who's Kylo Ren, kind of like a Darth Vader knockoff. Looks kind of cool. So I took one, took a Phasma. Couldn't understand why there was a Chewbacca figure, but I was just like, okay, whatever. Because I had no idea what it was. Because I wasn't invested anymore. And at the last second, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll check it out. And then I loved it.
But so now you're telling me that you if you really didn't make an effort, you were going to see it eventually, but probably not in theaters.
Probably not in theaters, yeah.
Oh wow.
Probably not. Yeah.
Wow.
I had no desire to see it. I was like, yeah, whatever.
I think that's what they've become now. But when they were coming out, I was like, no, I need to see these things in theaters.
Yeah,
even with Force Awakens.
Yeah, I wanted to see all of them in theaters.
Wow.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I may not be able to remember all the characters and everything, but I love those first movies. My bucket list. Talk about a bucket list item. I happen to, I've told this story before. I happened to bump into George Lucas once, and I told him how much it meant to me, and what I do now is directly related to those movies. I write and draw because of those movies. So when it came out, like, yeah, dude, I want to go see him, and I went in theaters to go see it.
Wow. I had lost all enthusiasm because I honestly was not a huge fan of the prequels. Those I went and saw in the theater and waited in line because back then, there wasn't the online way to.
Don't get me wrong, I was disappointed by those.
Okay.
But I wanted to see them. I wanted to see them in theaters.
Yeah. Oh, me too. I did it as well.
I think before Phantom Menace came out, I actually went to I don't know if I took you, Nick, but I went to the theaters to go see all three of the other movies when they released. Because if I remember correctly, they released them in theaters.
Yeah.
Like a month apart or something like that, leading up to.
Yeah, to bring up interest.
Yeah. So I went back to the theater to go see them. What's that, Nick?
For Revenge of the Sith or
for the first ones? Yeah, for the first ones. The first sequels. It's all confusing.
The first sequels.
The Phantom Menace. Yeah, the Phantom
Oh,
Menace and those.
maybe.
Yeah.
I can't remember that, but I remember Revenge of the Sith. That's still my sentimental favorite one, actually.
How old are you, Nick?
25.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I work with a guy that's 20. Yeah, he's 25, and his favorite, I think, is Revenge of the Sith. Also, he said,
Yeah, that tends to be the thing.
yeah. He says I'm partial to those because those were my first introduction. I said, yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. We're all pretty partial to the first one.
I think. Yeah, I don't know, because we were watching them at home a lot. When Nick was like a little kid, he would watch them all the time, on repeat. At home, so we had them on all the time. But when they came out in theaters, I'm like, oh, I want to go see them in theaters again. I really, I want to relive that
nerd.
That whole thing. I know. But your mother knew that going in, so all's fair.
Yeah, that's right. That's on her. She knew.
Well, yeah, it is.
So what are you working on? I mean, what are you working on there? Are you painting something?
I'm painting something. I'm making an attempt to. We have a horror convention coming up next month, a horror fest, and a friend of mine, he gave me some blank
covers.
Covers.
I want to show.
It's Roger from Dawn of the Dead. Well, it will be eventually. I'm barely in the first stages here.
Wow.
So with any luck.
Last week we had my buddy Jason on, that math teacher that I work with at school, and he's a big horror fan. So we talked all horror movies with him.
Oh yeah. I watched a little bit of it on YouTube. Oh, there was your one view. That's who viewed it on YouTube.
There you go.
It was me.
You were the guy.
It was me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's all. You guys were talking nonstop about horror movies.
Yeah, speaking of viewers, we have Artie saying hi to Jaime, and he agrees with your take on Star Wars.
Yeah, there you go.
That's because Artie has good taste. That's why.
Yeah, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm sad. I want my Star Wars back. I want the old. And there's Disney did so many things right to me that, like I said, all these Disney haters, oh, Disney messed it up, and they're so cynical, and it's all about the money and everything, and fine, whatever. But I thought they were telling some good stories at the beginning. I thought Rogue One, again, flawed.
It's pronounced Rogue One. Thank you.
Rouge One.
Rouge One.
I thought that was very good. I loved that one. I thought
it was so good. I thought Solo was fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought Solo was so underrated. I loved what Ron Howard did with it. I thought it was amazing.
Yep.
I loved Solo.
I was okay with Solo. But yeah, I could see why a lot of people found enjoyment in it, though.
Do you?
Yeah,
yeah, totally, 100%. I don't think it was 100% my thing, but I'm like, yeah, no, this was fun. I get it.
No, I thought it was really well done, especially Rogue One was so well done. What I don't like, was why do we have to go backwards, in the timeline? Because I already know, and this is my big pet peeve everywhere, is every time we talk about this stuff, is that I already know what happens. Like they're going to get the plans to the Death Stars, but Rogue One was one of those few movies where they go back and really kind of fill things in, and I liked it. It was so good, and at the end of it, I'm like, oh, they're spoilers for anybody, for a movie that's been out for a whole bunch of years now already.
9.
Yeah. So they're going to get the plans out. Everybody knows they're going to get the plans because we know what happens in the next movie.
Right.
But I was like, oh, they're not going to kill these guys, and then they're somehow going to kind of retrofit, jam them into, my 3 original Star Wars somehow. In later stories, like they're doing with some of these series where you thought all along that Obi-Wan and Darth Vader met on the Death Star in Star Wars. But now this series, the Kenobi series, they met once before and fought before, So I'm thinking they're going to try and cram these characters into all those. They're never they're not going to kill these guys off. There's no way. It's they're never going to do that.
And then
they did. And I was like, whoa, that was ballsy. That was cool. You know,
Yeah.
but then again, what did they do? They did bring the character back because Andor, who's in that movie, is yeah. And I'm like, oh, come on, dudes.
And you've got to be a good writer. You got to have a good story to make it work, to give you some tension. Because like Rogue One, like you said, oh, I know they get the plans out, duh. But the tension it created, that whole end scene where, you know, one by one they're being picked off. You know, Bodhi goes first, and then what's Kirit and Maze Malbus. You know, just one by one they're dying. Or K9, I can't remember the order now. It's been too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, little by little they're being picked off, and you're like, oh my god, you know. So I thought they did a great job of building tension for a story that you already knew where it was going. Like you said, you're like, how good can this be? If I already know, well, they get the plans out, you know. It's
right.
But and that's why if you're not good at storytelling, it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
And then Solo for me was good, even though I know how these characters end up, like, you know, in the other movies. But this was a story from his past when he was younger, and how he met Chewbacca. So I was kind of okay with that. And then on top of it, it was a good story altogether anyway. So for me, it was fine. That worked out okay. But I don't know, some of these, you know, other ones, not so much.
Not so much.
Especially these series. You know, did you see Skeleton Crew at all?
I started it. I haven't finished.
And what do you think so far? Because I watched the whole thing, and I was actually kind of more, you know, surprised and liked some things, but, you know, dislike other things, obviously. But
so you've seen the whole thing?
Yeah.
You have. Okay. I'm intrigued enough to keep watching it. I just have been too busy. I don't hate. Let's put it this way. I don't hate it yet, so that's always a positive sign.
How far in are you? What did you see so far?
Third episode. I'm on the third episode.
Okay, so yeah, in the first two episodes, that little kid with the black curly hair annoyed the hell out of me. I'm like, oh, can we kill him off right now, please?
He dies first, right? Oh yeah, please. He does, right? Somebody tell me he does.
No spoilers. Spoiler-free zone.
Yeah, no, I like I said, if I don't hate it immediately, that's already a plus based on what's gone on with Star Wars with Disney. That's already a good mark. That's already a good sign.
How about the or as Artie calls it, the acolyte? The acolyte. What did you?
I didn't finish it. I did not finish it.
No, I didn't either.
Okay.
And not for any particular reason. I got bit. Every one of these new shows, Star Wars, Marvel, all of them, I've started them all and just got busy, got distracted, and never went back to them. Even if I liked them, I don't know if it's the fatigue thing or whatever. I've lost interest, and it's no longer an event where I feel like, oh, that's coming out, I'm gonna go watch it. I lose interest really quick. Like Moon Knight, I was like, yeah, Moon Knight is interesting. Okay, let me see where this is going. I'm not real sure. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, I didn't really like that, but whatever. I'll go with it, and I'll stay on it. And let's see. And then one week I wasn't able to watch the new episode, and then another episode came out on top of that, and now I've missed 2. Now I'm 2 behind, and then I was 3 behind, and then I just never went back. Never went back.
I found it in. You're gonna hate me for the statement, I know, but for in the last year or so, I've been able to catch up on more things than I haven't.
Oh look! My feed is suddenly dying. Oh look! I'm about to go away now.
Sure. See, I knew you'd be upset by that. I'm sorry, but yeah, I've been able to honestly watch more stuff, just because I've had the time and it's not always like running between 50 different things.
Right.
Trying to get them done.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Jerk. But anyway,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, and it goes back. I'm trying to think of the last one that I finished. Probably the last one I finished. Well, Creature Commandos. I actually finished that. Speaking of James Gunn, Peacemaker. That's probably the last one I finished.
And did you finish Creature Commandos? I missed that.
I did. I finished Creature Commandos.
And what did you think?
I loved parts of it. Some of it I was like, what?
Really?
What?
I like the whole thing. I was like, whoa.
I think it was really, really good. I loved the little backstories, like when they give Weasel's. Oh, spoiler alert!
Yeah.
Weasel's backstory, and they're telling, because they
it's been
keep
out for a couple
finding-
weeks now. Yeah, people have to learn to deal
spoilers,
with it.
okay. Because they're always talking about Weasel. Oh, he killed 27 children, and he killed it, and then you go and you watch the movie, the show, and you're like, oh, so that's what's up with him. It's there's a little more to it. I liked that.
Yeah, I didn't think I would care that much for a robot, right?
Yeah.
For a weasel, for a robot, for all this stuff. I'm like, damn.
He tends to
And
have that
I
effect
like
with his
monsters in
characters.
general.
Mhm.
Say it again, Nick.
James Gunn tends to have that effect with like any comic book thing he touches. I mean, Guardians,
But even then, I think it's just a testament to the guy. He's a good writer. He's a good director.
He's a good writer.
You
Good writer.
You go back
Oh, great.
and he did the Scooby. His screenplay
Yeah,
was the
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, the Scooby-Doo, the second one, right? I don't know if he did the first one or the second one. I think he did the second one, the one with Scrappy. And I liked it. So he's good. He's a good writer.
I like his aesthetic. I like that. I like that edgy. Sometimes I think he goes a little too far. Like it's edgy for the sake of being edgy, but it's usually funny. So I'll give it a pass because it's funny. So I'm like that was really stupid, unnecessary. We didn't need that, that crude joke, this or that. But you know what? It was funny. So okay, I'll go with it.
Right.
But yeah, no, I liked Commandos. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it to come back when it comes back, and then.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been waiting
like
for
the,
Peacemaker.
For which one?
Peacemaker.
Oh yeah,
Did you like Peacemaker?
I did, and
Love that show.
that was one of the shows that we watched together as a family. One of the rare shows. With all of us in the room, because my wife, my wife does not care about any of that stuff.
Right.
I'm like, hey, we're gonna watch some nerd stuff. She goes, yeah, I'll see you next week, type thing. But she's like, no, I'm interested. Every once in a while, like, this is the woman. The woman fascinates me. Every once in a while, she'll come out with a, no, I want to watch that. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, it perplexes me. But she'll sit and watch it, and she liked Peacemaker. She liked it a lot.
That's actually very funny. I'm actually shocked, and I would have given her more credit for better taste, but
right, me too.
You too.
Yeah, I mean, for watching with me, but yeah, actually, Nick watched it with us, right? You watched it when we were watching it when it came out every week and stuff like that. And
did you like it, Nick?
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed Peacemaker. I thought it was very well done in what the DCEU needed at the time, but then it got killed off and absorbed. But
Yeah. Very,
my number one rule with it was every week we couldn't skip the intro. We had to watch the intro every week. And they're like, seriously? I mean, yes. I love this song. I love the dance. So every week when it comes on, we have to watch the intro. We can't not watch the intro.
That was horrendous. That was so bad.
You didn't like the entrance? I loved it.
Terrible. I skipped it. I gotta say, I'm in the skip it camp.
No, if you were here in this house with us watching it, you're not allowed to.
You just have to watch. You have to go with it.
Have to watch it. Yep. Mm-hmm. That was one of the rules. We couldn't skip it.
No, thank you. That was terrible stuff.
You didn't like the whole choreograph. I think we're at San Diego. We're gonna have to work for a choreographed dance when we get together and go out one night. How could you not like that? Come on, man.
That was just wrong. But yeah, the show itself, I couldn't get enough of it. I hated the fact that I had to wait so long, and then the other one still hasn't. They're still in filming, I believe. I think they're filming season 2 or they're about to start.
I think it's done actually, and I think it's coming out soon.
Is it finally done?
I think it's coming out like this year sometime.
I think should be here.
I don't know. I'm not good with these things, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I could probably look that up. Give me 1 second.
That's why Wayne should be here, so he can sit here and look these things up.
Well, that's
see, now Nick can't even draw because he's too busy trying to find out for us.
Well, that's the deal. He has to look up things.
Oh, is that
August 25?
Yeah.
No way.
August
that's
this year.
soon.
That's what it's set to do. Yeah.
I thought it. I didn't even realize it was that close. That's awesome. I
Mhm.
can't wait for that. That I want to see. But yeah.
Eric Wolfgang is also Team Skip intro. So
No. Oh, come on. I'm feeling outnumbered here. Really? You dislike the dance? Oh man. I thought the
Yeah.
dance was like one of the best things about the show.
I thought it fit the show perfectly because
Oh, it
I think
does.
that was the vibe it was going for. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it fits the show. But that's the bad part. Anything that fits that show is not really fit to watch.
Well, they gotta have a new dance sequence when the new
Oh, he was already
season
talking
drops.
about it. You didn't see?
No.
He just announced it the other day. He didn't show any part of it, but he said it's going to top that one.
Oh, see?
Yeah, so it's a big deal. It's like a thing.
I can't be the only one that likes the intro.
You and John Cena apparently.
Well, you can't see him, so
Yeah. How do we really know?
That's true. He could be lying for all we know.
yeah. See, I knew everything had to be finished up because he's doing his last, wrestling run. This is the year he retires, so he's going to be doing a
Oh,
whole
is
bunch of
it?
wrestling.
Mhm.
Yeah, starting up. He was on the first Raw episode on Netflix,
Mhm.
and he's going to be at like the next pay-per-view or whatever, or premium event now they call it. So the Royal Rumble. So he's going to be in the Royal Rumble and stuff like that. So all that stuff is coming up and leads to WrestleMania. So he can't be filming it now because he gets injured. He can't film. So that's why he was off wrestling for the whole time.
Makes sense.
Drinking.
Was not aware of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Eric says, to be fair for the intro, you got to watch on episode 1 and the final episode, which that makes sense.
No. You got to watch all of them. I believe there were 8 episods. You watch.
Hey, listen,
all
I
of
thought
them.
the intro was cool too, but that's not terrible way of going about it.
No, Nick, you were forced to think that. Let's call a spade here.
Well, I thought it was fun.
No. He had to watch it. He likes it. He will admit that he likes it more than he did. That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
I can't. I can't.
So, what did you think about the before we leave Star Wars topic, but it's not like we ever leave Star Wars as a topic though. What did you think of some of the other shows, the Kenobi show or the Acolyte? You had to have watched those all the way through, right? Or not even?
Kenobi, yes. Acolyte, no. That
Really?
Acolyte's the one that I left halfway through. I just, for no particular reason, it wasn't. I got busy. Kenobi, I just didn't think it needed to be said. I didn't think the show was necessary. It's like, did we need this story? Did we? I don't know that we needed it. I didn't think it was horrendous. I didn't think it was bad, but like, who needed this show? Who needed to see this?
I like that. I personally, some of the choices they make, like I question, but like they put him. He delivers Leia. Leia's got parents, so he's gonna go. But Luke is the one that he has to watch over, right?
Right.
So he goes to Tatooine, and he's going to watch over this one from afar up in the hills in the desert, right?
Right.
And the first sign of trouble from Leia's parents, he's like, "All right, I'll leave Luke alone," and he flies off to help Leia.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Yeah, but I'm like, what? Wait, what? How does that work out?
Right. I just, and again, that might be because like what we started with, where to me that scene where he just, the circle is now complete. What does that mean? Oh my God, what's the history of these guys? Oh, this is amazing. That's why to me the prequels didn't really need to be told, but fine, they're part of it. Then this story also, did it add to it? Did it add any value to the relationship between Vader and Kenobi? Did it? I didn't get that. I didn't think it was the worst show in the world, but I just didn't see that it added anything to their relationship.
You know,
And that's what I'm saying is who needed the show? Who was this for? Because I didn't feel like it was necessary.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I mean, I like seeing Hayden and Ewan back on screen together, but apart from that,
Yeah.
like that's really
Yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah, and that was cool. That was kind of cool, and
Mhm.
it had some nice moments. You know, when you hit the cracked, the famous image with the cracked mask, and then you have the red. The sabers shining on different parts of his face give you that whole good evil. A lot of little symbolism in there. It's very cool, but it was just, did we need this to be told?
It could have benefited to me from it being shorter, I feel like, because I don't know if it needs to be all 8 episodes, you know?
Yeah.
well, originally it was supposed to be a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
It would have worked. It would have worked as a movie.
Probably, because then it would have been an hour and a half and cut and dried, done. Boom.
Yeah. By the way, going back to the Peacemaker intro debate, Artie's also team intro every time.
Yeah, right? See?
Okay.
Yeah, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
I think the problem is that you're framing it wrong. You're calling it a team intro debate. I don't know that this is a debate. I just don't feel that.
Yeah, it is, because you guys are wrong.
That's what makes it a debate.
Oh yeah, that's the definition of a debate.
If when you're wrong, it's a debate now.
I guess not, because yeah, you're wrong. So it's not a debate. So,
Oh, I just can't.
So now let me ask you a question, because we can move on to other topics, because I feel like we're gonna bore people with Star Wars. Never. But so when you get a gig like doing the Iron Maiden thing, so Jaime told me that he did the shirts, right, or artwork for them, and
I
then
did some shirts, yeah.
and then
I
like
have one of them,
he
yeah.
tells me this, yeah, and then like literally like a month or so after he tells me this, I'm in Florida, and we're back, I don't know, visiting family or something like that, and then I come home or back to the hotel, and I turn the TV on. There's a newscast, and there's a guy being interviewed on the news about something, and he's wearing Jaime's artwork on his shirt. I think I snapped a picture and I sent it to you.
Yeah, it's on my Instagram. I posted on Instagram because I was like, "Holy cow, that's insane!" What are the odds that you would know what the shirt looked like and you would actually see it? That was totally cool.
Yeah, and I think the guy like was being arrested for murder or something like that.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. So no.
Great.
It wasn't. I remember the news story wasn't bad, so that's why I don't remember it. But they were interviewing this guy, but he had the shirt on. I'm like, oh, that's Jaime's artwork on the shirt. So when you get hired to do something like that, do you have to go to all the concerts and see these guys like in concert while you're painting the stuff, or like how does that work? How does that work?
I have to do it there in front of them.
Band's mascot does come on stage, so
That's true. No, it's through the marketing firm, the merchandising. So it's just they say, hey, you want to do something for this particular band? They they already have the contracts, all the bands, and then you just say yes or no. I mean, it's funny because at the time I did the Iron Maiden, I was actually working on a Michael Jackson shirt.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was working on it, and the art director kind of didn't like the direction. He said, "Well, can you change this, And then all of a sudden he said, "You know what? Maiden wants something. Drop what you're doing and do Maiden." So I was like,
wow.
"Okay," and I was like, "Oh heck yeah!" in a heartbeat, because again, that was part of my bucket list. So I never went back to the Michael Jackson. The Michael Jackson one never came out because I never finished it.
Oh, so you have like an unfinished Michael Jackson piece out there?
If you want to call it unfinished, if you want to call that pile of etchings, it looks like it was done with my feet. If you want to call that a Michael Jackson piece.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I remember that because I just abandoned the Michael Jackson one because I was like, oh, Iron Maiden, heck yeah, heartbeat. So that was cool.
Wow. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, Artie also replied, going back to Star Wars, though, he is also Team Kenobi, and he watched Kenobi 3 times.
You liked it, yeah. He's a nerd. He's a big nerd, that guy.
And
But,
Eric also says release the Jackson cut of the
artwork.
painting you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see those pieces now.
Yeah, release the Jackson cut, man. Hashtag release the Jackson cut.
Oh, that's so bad. It had
Little
that-
known fact: he's got a. Not a lot of people know this, but he was doing a. Jaime was also working on a Whitney Houston concert poster for like a Whitney Houston piece that he won't show anybody either.
I'm not supposed to.
I'm waiting for you to get the Taylor Swift call.
Now that would be awesome. I don't think it fits my style, but I would take it on anyway. Like, yeah, that's great. We really like this, but Taylor Swift doesn't usually have skulls and zombies in his t-shirts.
Tell her to shake it off. Come on.
Yeah.
Put the skulls and zombies in there. Shake it off. Come on.
Isn't she going in a new direction here? I mean, this is more mature Taylor Swift. Come on.
This is the this is the Taylor's version T-shirt. You know, she's got her new versions of her songs. This is a new version.
Right? Yeah, there you go. This is Tay-Tay's version.
Yeah.
See, you get it.
You're gonna be called up to do a Kansas City Chiefs one now, a Travis Kelce one too. Tell me.
Oh, that would be fun.
I can see you there. You're going to be invited to the Super Bowl to sit in the box with them.
Right, just for doing the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny misconceptions that people have too, because like when I did the Iron Maiden one, and then I did who did I do else? Lamb of God and Anthrax, and then somebody that saw him was like, "Oh, these are really cool," and says, "So do you get to go hang out with the band?" I mean, you were making a joke, but
yeah.
The guy was serious, like, "Oh, so do you get to hang out with the band? What do they like?" And all. I'm like, I don't meet the band.
I would tell him, yeah, it was cool. They were cool.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, I unfortunately don't get to meet the band. It's all done through a market.
People come up to me and when I have a Superman comic, do you get to hang out with Superman? I'm like, yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Hey, you actually did. You were there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
at the party.
That's true.
That's still one of my favorite stories to tell people.
Yeah, his bodyguards though, not so much, but
no, the sending the picture to your wife at like 4 a.m. her time. Oh, she won't answer at this hour. Bling, 5 minutes later. It's like,
well, that's the enigma that is my wife. If I texted her at 4 a.m. that I'm in a ditch and I fell and broke my ankle, no response for hours. But I send her a picture of Henry Cavill, it's a response right away.
Well, and then I like the I just might have to leave you for him, and it's like, no, I'm here at a party with him. I might leave you for him.
It's a true story. I wasn't gonna lie to her. Come on.
That was hilarious.
What else? What else is happening out there? Anything?
He did make the perfect Superman.
He did. It was a shame about
I like this new guy. What are your thoughts on this new guy? He looks pretty Superman.
You know what, James Gunn? Yeah, James Gunn. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt to 1,000. And maybe it's going to be horrible, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm on board.
So when my wife and I were watching the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, I said to her, during the run, I said, I love this woman, Rachel Brosnahan, I think is her last name.
Yeah.
And she was in the Marvelous Miss Maisel, which we love that series. But I said to my wife, third or fourth season, I said, you know what? If they ever made like a retro Superman from the 50s or whatever, this woman would be.
No way. Did you really say that?
I did. I told her that. I said she would make an amazing Lois Lane. But they're in the it's the golden age of it's the dawn of television. So it's she's on TV shows and like at Ed Sullivan and type stuff like that. But they had all the 1950s and 60s dresses and stuff like that, and she looked fantastic in these dresses. And I said to her, I said, if they ever did a Superman like in the 50s, she would be Lois. She would be a great Lois Lane.
That is insane. That is crazy.
And lo
Wow.
and behold, now she's Lois Lane,
Well,
albeit
yeah.
like a current one, but I still
Or,
hold
I was
by
gonna say
that.
not even a retro one, but they still.
Yeah.
Well, you know what that means. It means they copied you. They heard you. That's
They
what it
heard
means.
Alexa was listening in, and
Exactly.
they heard me.
They
James
heard you.
Gunn heard me.
That's the only explanation. There is
It's
no
gotta
other
be.
explanation.
Shut up, Alexa, because Alexa heard me. Alexa's talking to me.
Oh, did she really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
had
heard that
headphones
from
on,
the
so it's
other
hard.
room.
Yeah, but you know what's weird with my Alexa is sometimes like we have one in the other room, and I'll say something in this room, and she'll answer me in the other room, and that's freaky.
Okay, that's just weird.
Yeah, I like it though. I don't feel alone all the time with Alexa. I spend a lot of time
That's
alone now.
somehow worse.
And you know you deserve to feel alone. That's all I'm saying. Anybody deserves it. It's just you. That's it.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's no anger behind that. None whatsoever. I'm sure you didn't feel any.
No, none whatsoever.
Jerk.
So
Yeah, every time you say, "Yeah, whatever," I've got time. I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Shut up."
I know. I am very cruel to Jaime. I have to admit, of my own volition. When I know he's at work, because he's at work and I'm not, I send him memes and gifs
They're bad. They're
at all
so
times of the day.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, he also
I
tells me
sent one.
like, yeah, go ahead.
Say it again. What were you gonna say?
No, I was about to say, I was like, yeah, you sometimes tell me, oh, you don't have to go to work. I'm like, yeah, it's easy for you to say.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. I sent one yesterday, the day before, and it had me cracking up. Like I'm sitting there like an idiot, giggling to myself, and I'm like, I gotta send this to Jaime. I sent it to a couple of different people, but I said I gotta send it. And all it is, it's a picture of a front door. And a
Yes, that
little
was the
patio
worst one
porch.
ever.
It's a little patio in front of this front door of this Americana house with these hanging flower pots and stuff like that. And you hear this running, and then a duck just slapping his webbed feet on the concrete patio. It goes running across, and then it comes running back.
Back
And then it goes
and forth
around.
and back and forth. And that's it. That's the
That's
whole
all it
video.
is.
And it's just going back and forth. And I'm just watching it going, why? Why? Why did you send this to me?
But it's funny. It's like the duck is cute, and he's just running around. It's awesome. Come on, you didn't think that duck was cute? You know that
No,
duck was cute.
especially not when I have to open it at work. That's the worst part. I don't know if this looks like Roger yet. Have you seen Dawn of the Dead?
Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look. What you got? Oh, I think so. Looks like him.
Man.
Look at that. You're all talented and stuff. Drawings,
Drawings? All them
drawing
drawings?
paintings. So, Nick and I have been doing a dumb thing every once in a while. We're taking one of my drawings and we're adding voices to it.
Oh yeah.
And we're putting it up on the TikToks and the
No,
as
you're
a-
not. Are you
we're putting it up
serious?
on the TikToks and the YouTube. So if you go to either one of them, Oh Yeah Franco at Oh Yeah Franco on YouTube and TikToks, and you can see the videos or follow me on Facebook or whatever. But yeah, they're kind of dumb, but they make me laugh. And we
Some-
put up one today, and I think it's got like over 1,000 views already.
Oh my God.
I don't.
All this time fighting to get some recognition for your stories and your art and your writing, and then you're going to turn into a YouTube influencer for voicing drawings.
Yeah, that's it. I'm an influencer now. That's right. Yeah, it's got like 860 views on the TikToks.
Tick, tick.
It really has that many. Oh my God!
And
What
and
did you tag it?
um I don't remember.
I'm curious
And then on
what algorithm is
the
sending people to watch this.
yeah, it's got 860 on the TikToks, and on YouTube it's got
really?
over 500 already. And it's just I took this piece that I did of like the Justice League, and it's it's got Maxwell Lord, Booster and Beetle and Batman, and and I had each one of them say something, and the camera pans to the person. Yeah, you ever see those memes with the old paintings?
Yeah.
And they put like wording like, oh, look over here, or I saw somebody do it online where they move back and forth
Yeah,
to the
they go
person
back.
talking.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, I could do that with my artwork, and I'll write something stupid, and that's what I did. So this is like the third one that we did, and
You
it's getting a
know,
whole bunch of views.
the fact that you said, "Oh, I can do that with my artwork," it's like it's just Jeff Goldblum all over again. It's you just figured you could. You didn't stop to think whether or not you should.
That's true.
Oh,
We've opened up a Pandora's box here.
yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of thought process there. Like, oh, I think I could do this, so I do it. And the worst part of it is I've dragged my son into this as well, so he does the
He
voices on
made me
there.
do all the voices.
Oh, so corruption of the youth as well is what you're basically saying here.
Yeah. Well, I didn't make him, but
No, he didn't.
he volunteered
Nick,
willingly.
don't admit that on camera, Nick. You might have a case.
I might have a case. I think I'm too old for that.
I don't know. It depends on the damage it does to the general populace.
Anyway, the moral of the story is like and subscribe to my YouTube, and you can see all the dumb videos, shorts that I put up. So there. And today I was real frustrated because I need my technology guru. I need Nick to
Oh,
post
that's
the
also
stupid
me.
thing on
Yeah.
YouTube because like I don't know what the hell I did. I blocked my own video.
You are not allowed to view this as per community standards.
Yeah, I wasn't
That's
allowed
actually
to
what
do
it
it.
was.
And I'm like, what the heck did I do? I blocked my own video. I can't see it. Nobody can see it. Someone even wrote to me on Facebook, the video's gone. I'm like,
Are you
Yeah, he
I
came
don't
to me with that. I'm
yeah,
like, what's happening?
yeah. I don't know
You
what I
actually
did.
had to write and say, I
Yeah, because
wanted
I
to see
posted a
this.
link on it on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, here, check this out. And then someone's like, oh, it's not working. I'm like, oh, okay, wait. I went and I linked it, and I'm like, here's one that works. And then some guy wrote to me, he goes, it's not there.
I don't know
So
what's worse. The fact
I
that
don't know.
that no, it's all just worse. There's no degrees here. It's just all worse. It's somebody actually took the time. Ooh, I really want to see that. Oh, it's not working. I better let him know. These were the steps that went through his mind.
You should go on YouTube right now and see it because it's 30 seconds, and I think it'll be worth your while to go and look at it. That's all I'm saying.
Something tells me I will not be the same after.
Yeah, no, but there it is, and it's out there in the world, so you should go see it. Oh yeah,
I hate
look at
Roger.
this guy. Look at this guy. Look at him. I'm gonna show a close up of this guy.
Oh yeah, man.
It's getting
Jeez,
there.
you got really
It's happening.
far.
Oh, that's because I had it all inked and everything.
You know what, Franco? Bloat out your retros.
Yeah, baby. You know it. you, you know it. It's almost happening though. Let's see. I don't know what else I can add to this thing. I just got to make the lines ticker. I got to make them ticker. And I got to get my special markers out.
I
My
don't
special
see it.
ticker markers. What happened?
I don't see it. Justice League?
Yeah, that one. That's the one we put up today.
No, I don't see it though.
Oh, damn. Wait, where are you
Hold
on my
Let me,
Facebook?
let me go try to
let
search
me-
for it.
Not on Oh Yeah Comics though, right? On Oh Yeah
No.
Frank? Okay.
Yeah, it's Frank. It's on Franco Draws YouTube channel.
Oh,
So,
Frank. Okay.
so it's Franco at Franco on there. So yeah, it's kind of dumb, but it's fun.
Oh, wait, I don't want to watch it. I'm going to give it another watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're kind of on now. You don't have to watch it right this second. You can if you want to, but
Be pretty cool.
we could put a link in the chat to it. I think, right,
I
Nick?
believe you can. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll go ahead and get that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, for the love of God, no.
Let's do it. Let's feed my ego some more because it needs it.
Wrong. That was wrong on so many levels. I can't even begin to tell you.
It's true. Oh, speaking of doing things,
That cannot be a good segue, but go ahead.
I got a buddy of mine who worked on the new Section 31 movie that's coming out tomorrow, I think, on Paramount Plus. So you should watch that. And then on Sunday, the premiere of his show that he worked on, he was on the writing staff, I believe, is Watson on CBS and Paramount Plus. You should watch that because I'm gonna watch them.
Who is this that worked on it?
Jason Inman, and I should call him up and tell him to be on the show here with me. We could talk nerd stuff.
Yeah, maybe he'll want to watch your Justice League nonsense.
I bet you he would. I bet you. I bet you he's already watched it. I bet you.
Well, that's probably even worse and probably even more true.
Mm-hmm. I know that you're going to forget about the video after we get off the air, and then you're going to be at work like tomorrow or the day after, and you're going to, oh yeah, let me watch that video.
I've got to watch it now. Yes. Oh, please. Really, really deathly important.
Got to put his eyes in here. So your experience growing up in drawing, what was that like? Did people tell you your experience growing up and drawing? Did people tell you that not to waste your time? How did that work out for you?
No. My parents were real sorry, brain fart. Supportive. They're real supportive. My sister and I, we used to play with clay. We used to mold clay, make big thing was dinosaurs at the time. We drew all the time. They were very supportive of us. My mom sent me to art classes when I was probably 7 or 8. I was really young, where I didn't want to know the discipline. I just wanted to draw, superheroes. I wanted to draw comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I developed a reputation for knowing how to draw, even though I didn't really have any discipline. I technically wasn't really good at it. I just drew what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was a funny thing because for years, all through middle school, when the teacher would, say, oh, I need somebody to draw this. Who's a good artist? And everybody, oh, Jaime. And, I was always, sitting in the back like, oh, oh, me, oh, little old me. Oh, okay, I guess. And then high school hit, and I kind of just lost the drive. I was more interested. I started playing guitar. I thought I wanted to, be in a rock band.
You wanted to be an Iron Maiden. Yeah.
There you go. See, that's what started the whole Iron Maiden thing. And I just developed other interests, and so I just didn't draw as much. And I remember it was like a stab in the heart when one day, I think I was a junior in high school, and the teacher said, "Oh, I really need this drawn. Who's a good artist in here?" And I'm sitting there in the back going, "Oh, here we go." And everybody goes, "Oh, Hector." And they're all, and I sat there going, "Wow, nobody in this class knows me as the artist anymore." And I was like, "Oh, just a blow to the ego." It was like friggin' Hector over there, getting all these accolades, and I'm like, yeah.
So then, did you go out on the playground and beat up Hector and take back the mantle?
Oh,
during lunchtime,
exactly.
During recess.
Yeah, still didn't go back to drawing. Just beat him up though. Yeah, I remember being so hurt, and I was like, oh, I'm not the guy anymore. I'm not that guy. So
wow.
Yeah, little by little I got back into it. But
so that was the spark that's what made you kind of get back into it?
No, actually the spark was my sister bought me an oil paint set when I was 18, when I was already in college, and I didn't know how to use paints. I hated color. I was always afraid of color. Growing up, everything was black and white because it was just easier.
Mhm.
And she bought me an oil paint set, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I fiddled around with it. I thought I was at the time. I was like, oh look, I made some magical things. And now I look back at those things and go, oh my god.
Oh yeah. I know.
And then the internet was it was the dawn of the internet. My sister said, hey, let's she had this old story that she had for years, and she said, I want to do like an online comic, kind of like a vlog at the time. And I didn't really know what she had in mind, but I said sure, and she said, okay, just illustrate it, we'll update it weekly. And so I just that's actually what got me started.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
That
Yeah,
and
cool, man.
I remember one time going to the mall and seeing these really cool posters, and they were kind of artsy posters and conceptual and kind of riffing off of Da Vinci or riffing off of Dali or whatever. And I wanted to buy one, and I thought, oh, well, I don't need to buy one. I can paint that. I could paint that. And then I got home and realized, for all this time I keep talking about I can paint that, I
can't paint that.
Yeah, so that was actually the spark. Was one day I said, you know what? You need to take your shot. And so that's when I put together a portfolio and went to San Diego that year.
Wow.
That was before it really blew up, to how big it is. But I was like, you know what? I got to go take my shot. And if I get shot down, I get shot down. But, why not? Why not me? Why can't I do it? Why can't I go and try it? So, that was actually the spark. I remember that. Yeah. So it was a combination. My sister with an online comic. And then, realizing that for all my bluster, I didn't have anything to show for it.
Yeah, this may come as a shock to you, but I was not a good math or science student.
As much as a jerk as you've been to me, I'm going to be nice. Go ahead.
And honestly, the only reason I passed chemistry in high school was because I would draw these pictures of comic book characters with some sort of chemistry aspect. So, thermodynamics or whatever. Yeah, like I remember drawing, there was a Spider-Man villain who was, I forget his name. He was half fire and half ice. And he was in Amazing Spider-Man and Spectacular Spider-Man. And I remember drawing that guy for chemistry class as an endothermic reaction or something. I can't even remember for chemistry what it was.
Seriously? That's insane.
But yeah, and my teacher saw it and he goes, "Oh, would you draw some of these? And I'll put them up around the classroom. I'll give you extra credit." And I'm like, "Yeah," because that was the only way I was going to pass.
Now I pass.
And I did. I passed chemistry that year because I would draw these pictures. There was just
That's
no way
awesome.
I was ever going to do that.
That is awesome. Wow.
That's just not a thing that was going to happen. Yeah.
That's
But then also, I wasn't the best artist in high school. There were so many guys that were so much better than I was.
Well, there was Hector.
Yeah.
Hector actually was a really good artist.
I remember there was this guy, Matt. He was really good. And then this other guy, I think his name was Peter. He was a year or so older than we were, but he would hang out with us. And man, he would draw I remember just being blown away. We were sitting in the library and he was drawing on a piece of paper and he just drew a picture of Sean Connery, James Bond. And I was just so amazed that it looked like Sean Connery on the paper. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, how do you do that? And these guys, I'm like, wow, these guys are so much better than me. I'm never going to be an artist.
Right.
And
I have the similar thing. His name was Anthony, and he was taking art class in high school. I didn't take art class in high school because I didn't
either. I didn't take art classes in high school either. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was bored with it. I didn't understand the discipline. I didn't understand. Yeah, you got to learn these things. I was like, no, I want to draw Superman and Spider-Man. I don't want to draw in Batman. I don't want to draw cylinders in a ball and shade it. I didn't get it. And yeah, Anthony, I remember he had an assignment, and it's funny, Iron Maiden again. He did Number of the Beast cover.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, you know the Number of the Beast?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did that cover in pointillism.
Yeah.
And
wow.
Awesome. It was. I remember it wasn't even finished. Like Eddie's leg extends real far over, all the damnation or whatever. He hadn't even finished the leg, and I was looking at it going, holy cow, I can't do this. I can't do that. Holy moly. I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh wow, Anthony, that's really cool. And I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know how he did this. I mean, it was insanely good. And I felt the same way. Like, I'm never gonna be able to draw anything. This is crazy good.
Yeah. I'll tell you how much I was in denial. In high school, I'm like, there's so many much better artists, even though I've been doing art all my life up until that point, In high school, I'm like, I don't know, I just can't. I'm not gonna be able to make a living out of this. There's so many people that are so much better than I am. So I took mechanical drawing classes.
No, did you really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I took like 3 years of mechanical drawing classes.
Wow.
And I was like at the end of the year, you would have to put your all of your drawings that you did for the whole year, you would have to put them because they were all the same size, and you would create a booklet out of them. And I remember, because you had to do the plates and you had to number them, and you had to do like the box underneath that had all the information in your drawings, like your plans and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
then for the cover, you could do whatever you wanted for the cover to make like a graphic or a design on the
Okay.
cover. And I remember I might still even have it somewhere, but I did the Conan the Barbarian movie poster, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and stuff like that for and my mechanical drawing teacher was looking at me like, you spent all year in mechanical drawing, and now this is this is the cover that you put on here. Like, are you saying something that you're not getting here? Like, um, you know, you probably want to be in drawing class. And then yeah, in my senior year, I took a studio art class, and the teacher and I just did not get along.
I had the same thing in senior year.
Yeah,
Same thing. I didn't like the teacher. Yep.
yep. It was real bad, in terms of not that I was out of hand, but I just, like, she was on my case, maybe because I was a senior and the kids in the class were younger than I was or whatever, but it didn't go
I know
well.
exactly what you're talking about. I had that issue with another teacher, with my science teacher, but I had where I just didn't get along with the art teacher, and I dropped the class. And because I was like, no, I don't like this. I don't.
Mhm.
And she just, I don't even know. Maybe she was a great artist. I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you. But it just didn't mesh, and I didn't like the class, and I got out.
Did you take any in college or anything,
I
or is
took
that
some in college for a while there. I wanted to major in art, and then the art department I went to, the less I say about it, the better. It, there were some talented artists in it. Let me put it that way, but they were very much about molding you into their idea of where your art should go.
right?
That's what it was. Yeah, there. Some of them were really good artists and pretty well known around my city. It's not
Mhm.
saying too much, but you know, um, but yeah, if you wandered outside of what they considered art, then you were not going to make the grade. You were not going to, get the gallery show at the, at the union. You weren't going to be able to progress in the class. They weren't going to recommend you for the upper level, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't want to play ball at the time. And I was young and dumb. I probably had something of an attitude. I'm sure I did, because I thought I knew what I was doing. I knew, I know how to draw. I can draw. I can draw
Yeah.
Batman. Yeah. I can draw Iron Maiden. I don't need you.
To be that young and know everything, right?
No joke. No joke. Yeah, it was a look back on those times and go, wow, how quaint.
Yeah. Idiot.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh, totally, 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 totally.
Yeah, I've said this before on the podcast and stuff, but you know I I didn't know like the reason I took the mechanical drawing in my head in high school was because, architecture, it's kind of art. But then I realized, there was so much math involved, and I'm like, any house that I build is going to fall in on itself, and that's not going to be anything anybody wants, you know. So then I went to my counselor, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, we'll send you to art school, but not even an art school. It was an art school, but I couldn't get into the art program of the school.
I'm not sure if that means that you're in an art school and you can't get into the art program.
It's long and roundabout way of like, back, and I didn't know it. I didn't know about colleges. I didn't know about how to, get portfolios. I didn't know anything. My guidance counselor really, I don't know. He's kind of like, this kid doesn't know what he's doing. So why am I wasting my time on him?
Yeah,
I guess, type thing.
I hear you.
So back then you applied to, a bunch of schools. You applied to your reach schools. They called it your reach schools because those were out of reach for you. And if you got into them, great. Then there was the safety schools, which are these schools you definitely can get into. Right?
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
right. So then I forget what the middle one was called. The baseline school. I forget what the term they used, but it was baseline, reach, and safety. So all these other kids, I found out later, all these kids were applying to like 3 or 4 safety schools, 3 or 4 reach schools. I applied to 3 schools, like 1 safety, 1 reach, and 1 baseline, because I'm like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do.
I got all my bases covered.
Right. My parents didn't speak English, and like they couldn't help me out or anything.
Right. Yeah.
So I got my bases covered. Long story short, I got into my safety school. I got into my baseline school, and I was technically, I guess, rejected from my reach school.
Okay.
Right. But then they came back like a month later and said, hey, we're starting a new program. It's called the General Studies Program, for stupid people like you, basically. and we'll let you into that, basically. And I'm like, oh, hey, I got into my reach school. And my counselor was like, yeah, that's not a big thing, but yeah, good for you.
Wow.
So,
that's a great counselor.
Yeah, I mean, I went there because they had the art program that I wanted, because I figured I want to go into art, but I couldn't join the art program. I had to be in the general studies program. So basically you had to reach, you had to do well your first year or whatever, and you had to take a whole bunch of core classes. So you couldn't even take anything in art or anything else that you wanted to. So in the end, it worked out for me. And that's the school that I went to. And then, eventually I went into the art department. And then while I was in the general studies program, I saw people with film cameras and stuff like that. I'm like, ooh, what's that? I got distracted like a mosquito. Ooh, look, what's over there?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So then I wound up, long story short, wound up getting a degree in film and a degree in art at that school. And that's how that's how I wound up, sort of getting back into art. But then like I really kind of like when I left college, I was doing more of the film stuff. So I really didn't do a lot of the art. It wasn't until years later where, I was working in restaurants with my family and not getting a lot of freelance jobs doing work. And, my dad wound up getting hurt. So I was back at the restaurant more. And I'm like, oh, I'll open up a comic shop, which failed miserably.
You actually did open it?
Years and years ago, I opened up
Really?
my first comic shop with a couple of partners, and I did not know what I was doing. And but the one good thing out of that was I set up a drawing table in the shop there, and I got back into drawing that way because people would come in and talk about comics and stuff like that, and that's how I got back into that.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was a long and drawn out process to get there. But since then, I've just been, writing, drawing ever since.
Wow, that's
But
actually cool. That's cool. That's
yeah, it was long and roundabout type of way.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
Very. Okay, hold on. What am I doing? Okay, hold on. I need to excuse myself for a second.
Yeah, man, do it.
I got most of Roger's face. Well,
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Oh, let's see. Oh, look at that. Yeah, see, look at all that detail. Like I would be sitting there for hours and hours and hours getting just a little bit of that detail.
does it look like?
So? Yeah, it looks like it to me. I don't even know what the guy looks like, but it looks like it to me.
It's this guy, but see, I need to find the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna have to go back and hit arcs more, but
Yeah. Look at you, all talented.
okay.
And look at me. Look at me. I draw cartoons.
But it's Jax, and that's okay.
Oh yeah, that's always acceptable. Yeah.
Right. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man, do it. Who do we got out there? Anybody? Nobody saying anything? Awesome.
No new comments as of yet.
Coolness.
start
What are you
calling
drawing?
us?
Are you drawing anything over there, Nick?
Yeah, I started drawing more Star Wars stuff. I finished inking Darth Revan piece, so
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
yeah.
Nice, nice.
I wish they do Old Republic stuff, but they never will, and that makes me very sad.
So yeah, you're big into the old Republic stuff from the games and stuff like that, right?
Oh
That's
my
how you
god,
got
those
into
are
all
like
that stuff?
that's probably some of the best Star Wars content ever. Like Darth Revan is probably one of my favorite fictional characters ever written. Like he's that good. There's like a lot that goes
What is
into
it?
it.
What is it that you like about him so much?
It's because he has like a really complex story about him because he fought in like this big war with the Jedi and like the Mandalorians because the Star Wars lore is that they've always hated each other. Like they always have, and that's always been a thing. And you see that in the Mando show, Clone Wars. His story starts kind of at that war, like when they first did it, because the Jedi and the Mandos were like fighting each other. And something snapped in Revan, and he was just like, "Nah, I'm gonna kill them all, and I'm gonna become the supreme being." And he becomes like the Sith Lord, and
Oh my gosh.
yeah, he becomes a Sith Lord, super powerful. And then the start of like, yeah, Star Killer for life. Star Killer is also another cool one that's never gonna get to Disney's canon.
Yeah, they erased all that stuff.
They
It's not
did,
really in canon.
yeah. And the thing that hurt me the most about all of that was, I think it was probably around the time when the PS5 was about to launch or a year after it launched. They showed this teaser for a Knights of the Old Republic remake, and I got to see Revan in like upgraded Unreal Engine render for or something like that. And they haven't said anything about it since, and it's probably canceled, and that makes me so sad. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm. And they don't mention him at all. Like he almost got into like the Clone Wars with one scene, but then it got scrapped because well, it didn't make much sense with the context of what they were doing with that episode. So can't blame them for that. But
Mm.
apart from that, nothing really.
Yeah, I've stated on other shows that I'm like right in the middle of Doctor Who's, and I can't seem to let that go right now. So I'm gonna be watching that, but I'm gonna be jumping into the Clone Wars after that to finish
Hell
that
yeah,
up
man.
finally. So
Mhm.
I gotta definitely do that.
How far along are you in Clone Wars?
I think I'm in season 4.
Ooh, all right, yeah, you're
Yeah,
at the peak seasons, man.
I'm at the beginning-ish of season 4. I want to
Mhm.
say.
I
So
know
I
you
gotta,
watched the Umbara arc, and I love that arc too. I loved a lot of the arcs in Clone Wars.
which is what's the Umbara arc? What is that?
You
What
know
am
the
I?
one where it kind of felt like they were in Vietnam the entire time, and like everything was dark, and they had that like four-armed dude that had like the two double-bladed lightsabers.
I think so. I want to say yes, but I'm not sure.
Uh, yeah, if you got to that arc, that's Umbara. Yeah,
Is that in season 4 or before?
I think that's in season 4.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
I think
Wait,
I'm
oh
in the
no,
middle where's that general that is sending them into combat and they don't agree. All the clones are like, no, you're basically killing us. And
yeah,
then
that's
they,
Ponkrell. That's the
yeah.
four-armed guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah. He shows up at the end of it. That's right.
mhm.
That's right. Uh-huh. Yeah. So I'm just at the end of that, and then I switched over to Doctor Who, and then I got hooked into the Doctor,
Oh,
and I can't let
that's
that go.
fair.
You know,
Mhm.
so I can't let
That's
that
just
go.
fair.
So,
Mhm.
but I will get back into. I will get back into this. Oh yes, I will. This I
Yeah, man.
will.
Yeah, man. I've started to make a watch list for you. So yeah.
Yeah, I have it all written and stuff. I got to watch them.
Mhm. Yes.
But so yeah, they're not going to come out with any of that old Star Wars stuff anymore. Doubtful, right?
No, they're not, and that makes me so upset. You know, because they wanted to. Because I felt like they had the opportunity to do something adjacent to that with Acolyte, and that's what really got me excited about that, and that's what really like made me upset with the show with like how they just decided to do nothing with it overall. Because that was in a time period that was totally new, totally fresh for Star Wars. They didn't keep going back to that same time period of around the Battle of Yavin and everything.
Mhm.
And they ruined it in 3 episodes to me, and I was so upset. Like I think I watched like the first 3 episodes with you, and you just saw me. I was just like, "What is this?"
That's right. Yep, I remember.
Mhm.
Sorry, had to feed the dogs.
Well, that's all
No,
right.
that's fair.
So what happened? I heard you talking about they ruined what?
I'm of the opinion that I think they ruined Acolyte in like 3 episodes. Like to me,
Yeah,
because
because Nick is really into like the old Republic stuff. He was into the games and stuff like that, and he was waiting for this one character. What was the character? Darth what?
I didn't expect Darth Revan to show up, but like I was like, you had a new time period in Star Wars that you haven't explored, and yeah, around the Battle of Yavin, that's cool to explore because everybody knows that. That's when the original trilogy took place, and the prequels, and even the sequels. But they ruined the entire concept in 3 episodes to me, and I just was like, nope, no. Like, how dare you ruin it in like just 3 episodes, dude? Come on.
Didn't they tease like Darth Nihilus or one of those?
Yeah, Plagueis at the end, which
Plagueis.
was Palpatine's master. Yeah.
I was gonna say I knew
And
that was one of them.
yeah, and it's not getting a second season, so that was all for
Yeah.
nothing. Mhm.
And what do they call that guard? Darth Smiley was the guy that was with the mask in
Like,
the
Yeah,
That's
the
in the
good
Acolyte.
priest guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they nicknamed him Darth Smiley, which is fun. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's Smiler Ren. Look at his mask.
Smilo Ren. That's what they called him. Yeah,
that is so wrong.
because he had like a almost like a Kylo Ren mask, but it had a smile on it, so everybody
Yeah,
dubbed
like
him
a split.
Smilo Ren. Yeah.
Bottom. I was intrigued by him when I saw the first episode. I think it's first or second. He comes out at the end on the cliff.
Yeah.
And again, I was like, okay, I'm willing to give this a little chance. I'm not gonna hate it just because it's Disney Star Wars. I'll give it a shot. And then I just got busy and never went back. And then once, I don't know why, I've always been like that. Once episode comes out and then another one, and once I'm too far behind, then I'm just like, nah,
Yeah.
I let it go. I've been like that with movies. There are a couple of classic movies that I've never seen that everybody talks about it. Everybody's seen them, and I've never seen them.
Too much time has gone by.
Yeah, if I don't watch it the weekend it comes out, I don't
Yeah.
watch it. I don't watch it. I just lose whatever little interest I had in watching it. I'm trying to think. Oh, there was actually one that I was remembering earlier today. I'm trying to think of what it is. Like a classic movie that everybody from our age group knows. Movies like The Big Chill. Never saw it.
Right.
There's another one. If I remember it, I'll say it. But just if I didn't see it when it first came out,
Yeah.
never caught it.
Back in those days, being in film school, I watched all those movies. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in the movies one day. I'm gonna draw movies, and so I would watch them all when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
So like I know all those movies, but nowadays I couldn't tell you like what's out, what's not, what's good, what's not. I no clue.
I don't even know how many shows I've started recently and just haven't even finished. Like ever since COVID started, I don't know how many series, probably 20 series, and watched probably, in not like where you watch one episode and you're like, didn't grab me. I'm not gonna watch. I'm talking you watched a season, you've watched 2 seasons, and you just never went back and finished it. Like Ozark.
I haven't watched that one. My wife is saying, "Oh, maybe I'll watch that." I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead."
It was good. It was good, and my wife and I we watched it. We watched all the seasons up until the last season, and
really?
for whatever reason, I couldn't even tell you why. Didn't watch the last season. Have never gone back and watched it now. Just never have.
There's a couple of seasons of stuff like I could count maybe on one hand that I don't want to watch. One of them we were really into was The Handmaid's Tale, and
Oh,
then it got further and further into it, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't watch this dystopian future that seems like my reality right now.
this dystopian
Um,
future that's coming true as I speak.
yeah, so I think my wife may have watched the end of it, but I was like, nope, I'm out. Um, but usually when a show starts up, like I'll usually watch all the way through, and then I was just telling Nick that I'm like really really into um, Doctor Who because I started watching it before COVID. I was watching because I'd never been a big Doctor Who fan. Um, just didn't get it here. Not that I didn't get it. Didn't see it anywhere online.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
not that I didn't understand it. It's just I um, couldn't find it anywhere. And then when the new ones came out and I started watching them way back when they were coming out weekly or whatever on a season, I remember the Christopher Eccleston Doctor I watched, and then never really watched it after that. Never watched any of the classic stuff. So now I just finished all the Tenet stuff, and now I'm into the second or third season of Matt Smith, and loving it. And now I'm gonna go all the way through because then I got to jump to Clone Wars because that's one that I started to watch and then never finished the cartoon. So basically, what I'm telling you is I lied to you about usually finishing a show because I don't because now
That's basically what that all sounded like.
now I'm thinking of all these shows that I just never finished watching now.
You're like, maybe I shouldn't have prefaced this with that. All right.
I think so. I think I just undid myself there. Let's see here. Do I want that? Do I want that? I want this. I want some sort of edge on here, so I'm gonna go for it, but with a marker, I think. Look at the things I'm doing. Look at this.
What are you adding to it?
I just want to do a border around the
Oh,
around the outside here, around the purplish. I want to do a border, like a
cool.
darker border around there. 'Cause I think he's gonna be done after that.
Look at this, showing off all your knowledge of secondary colors and tertiaries and all that, and triads and all that nonsense.
What are those things?
You are our teacher. You. What are those things? What's that? Am I supposed to put those in the background? Where does those go?
Wait, was I supposed to teach that to my kids? I didn't
Wait.
know that.
So much for that.
Not happening anymore.
I didn't see what Nick was drawing.
Oh yeah, I didn't show you, did I?
Yeah.
Well, you showed while I was feeding the dogs.
I did a. That's gonna show up. Darth Revan.
I was Revan.
Yeah, I think I got started on Peacemaker. I don't know. I drew the whole entire outline for him in pencil. I don't know if it's gonna really show up.
Yeah,
Here,
that's kind of light, hard to see.
Mhm. When I do the inks, it's gonna be a bit more clear.
Cool. Darth Raven. I like Darth. I didn't know anything about him, but the figure was like really cool.
Oh, he's a great character. Yeah. He also has really cool action figures.
That's what I was all fascinated by with the I bought the figure back in the day. I never watched Clone Wars, or which one does he come out in? Is it in Clone Wars? What is he in? I don't even know which one he's in.
You got.
He's in the Knights of the Old Republic video game.
Knights of the Old Republic. Okay. Yeah, I never
Yeah.
paid any attention. I never really did Star Wars outside of the movies. I was strictly a movie guy.
That's fair.
But yeah, Darth Revan was just a cool looking character. Just cool.
Yes, I found a marker that works. Look at that. Yeah, I never got into the other. I know people that would read the books and
Mhm.
play the video games and stuff like
yeah.
that. And I was just not one of those guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's got all the video games, the old ones, Nick, that he plays and stuff like that. And I'm
I
like,
still play the original Battlefront 2 once in a while.
Battle what?
I still play the original Battlefront 2 once in a while.
Battlefront.
That was like one of the first games I ever really got into as a kid.
Was Battlefront first person shooter?
Yeah.
It was a third person one with Battlefront 2 was like the one with like Revenge of the Sith and like battle for like the Empire. Yeah.
No. I used to play. It was one of the first games I could get on a Mac because we had Mac since God knows when, forever ago. I don't remember the name of it. It was first person. It was strictly original.
I think that was Battlefront, wasn't it, Nick? That we would play where
Oh yeah, no, we played a ton of Battlefront. Yeah, I remember that.
Darth Vader would run around and when Darth Vader was on the battlefield, you're like, oh crap, because we knew he was going to find you and kill you.
No, this one you never saw Vader. This one had the Dark Trooper. It was the first place where they showed the Dark Trooper, and you had to find the Dark Trooper. It was like the quest. You had to find out. It was a bunch of keys to a mystery, and then you found out that they were making this Dark Trooper. And when you finally found the Dark Trooper, he basically killed you. It was really hard at that point. Battlefront? No, not Battlefront. It was before Battlefront. What was it called? It was a first person shooter.
Dark Forces.
Dark Forces. That's it. Yes.
Oh, I was going to say, because Battlefront was like you pick, you could be on two different sides or
no,
the same
yeah.
side.
Was it Dark Forces?
Yeah. Eric Wolfgang also said the comics. Yeah, it's also Dark Forces.
He did say, okay, yeah, and the scene. I remember we're sitting there and we're playing and we're all intense and we're escaping this laser fire from the stormtroopers and we're running through basically a garbage chute. And all of a sudden, the Dianaga's eye just pops up out of nowhere, and we all scream, just like, "Oh my god!" And it killed us, and it just freaked us out. Completely.
So were you playing? Was it an online game you were playing with others, or just?
Oh no! God, okay. This was before the internet. it was, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, it was the first Star Wars game that you could play, like I said, like on a Mac. It was Dark Forces. Yeah, that sounds right. Something sounds off about it, but no, that's got to be it. Oh, we'd sit there and waste hours upon hours upon hours with it. Like good kids are wont to do. Good kids that were like 20 years old.
Yeah. All right. I think my Jackson's done here. I think I'm done. I'm finally done. Done?
You can put the border?
Let's take a look.
You did.
Lighting's bad, but yeah.
Sweet. I like the boots. The boots look awesome.
Oh, thanks, man.
Sweet.
Yeah. Vikel says, Battlefront was great. Got the feel of an MMO without the annoying real people yelling at you. Also had great battles. Also, Carrie Sanders says, hello, Franco and friends. And the Jackson piece is gorgeous.
Oh, thanks.
Hi, Carrie.
Thanks. Yeah, I remember we would play Battlefront, but there was on occasions where Darth Vader would be on the battlefield, and we're like, because it'd come over the comms, like, Vader's on the.
I do remember that. I'd never played that game, but I remember that.
Damn it, because you knew he'd be like, he'd come right after you.
Yeah, you were done. You were done if you killed that. Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, the game's over. But,
I do remember that game.
Cool. All right. Now, no, I don't think I'm going to get into another piece. That's not going to be a thing that's happening tonight. Because I'm like, maybe I should do another piece. And I'm like, maybe not. And I'll just I could draw a little bit, but then we can also be done. How you doing? You all right?
It's up to you. I'm good. I'm starting on Roger's hair. So.
Let's see what you got there. Oh, look at that. Man.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy talent over there. Man.
Yeah. This is going to take me a while. So,
yeah.
If we're done, we're done. That's
we can be done. We caught up with Jaime. We talked a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff. See, you didn't get in any trouble at all.
Well, not yet. Let's wait for the hate comments after people see it online.
Nah, you'll be fine. Where can they find your stuff?
Easiest place is on Instagram. My name on Instagram.
And your name is? Spell it for people.
I was gonna say I should have probably put it on my down there. It's JaimeCarrillo.
Yeah. Do you have a website or just Instagram is best place?
I have a website, but I do that mostly just to
have a website.
Yeah, basically. I was trying to come up with something better, but yeah, you basically said it. No, if I need an online gallery to show like prospective clients, that's what. But
yeah.
I'm on Instagram like obsessively, like OCD, checking and looking at it. So That's the easiest place.
Yeah, so check out Jaime. He's got a bunch of cool stuff. Go check out his drawings. We just got in a bunch of your artwork because we're sending it out because we have our Ghostlight Tales project that's it's been printed and it's in the fulfillment center. So I got to send an update out on the Zoop campaign, but we're looking to probably get that out to people by February, end of February is what I've been told, unless there's any delays on that. And Jaime did the cover for the book, which is an awesome piece. But go check them out on Instagrams and all that other stuff.
Which cover is that?
The kid sitting in the chair with all the shadows coming out from underneath the chair.
That's what I thought. I want to make sure.
You're like, wait a minute, you used a piece of my artwork and didn't tell me?
Wait a second here. Now we got to talk.
No, but you did the opening and closing pages of the book. The book ends.
That's what I had in my mind when you were talking about it. I was like, cover? What cover?
Yeah. But no, we got in a bunch of your artwork for the rewards, and I was looking at them because I was packing them up and labeling them for everybody, and I just sent them out actually yesterday.
Oh, you did? Cool. Okay.
Yeah, to the fulfillment center, and but man, I was looking at those things, and that Darth Vader was amazing. He did, and the Macho Man too. The little pieces, yeah. The paintings were amazing. So there's some lucky people out there that are gonna get some cool artwork. So so check out Jaime on Instagram and stuff like that. Follow me on Twitch and YouTube. Subscribe and like, please. It's at Franco on both of those. And check out my YouTube shorts. Nick and I just put up a new video short today.
No.
Check it out. We can. It's people are already looking at it, Jaime. Sorry, we've gotten like over 1,000 views already.
It's too late. Send me the link to that one. I gotta see it. I think Nick, did you put it in the comments or no?
I tried to. It didn't go for some reason.
Okay.
We do have one more comment from Under the Cowl. I believe that is the right link with studios at the end. Otherwise, there is a mechanic Jaime. Huh?
There's a what?
There's a mechanic Jaime?
With your same name? There's a mechanic? Oh, we have a mystery to solve.
Uh-oh.
Like with your website, I think.
No, it's
maybe? I don't know.
Here you go. There.
Ooh, let me put it up for people so they can see it. Yeah, Jaime Carrillo Studios. That's what he's talking about. The studios
yes.
At the end. Yeah, so you need studios at the end. So yeah, go same name but a mechanic.
Yes,
that's Under the Cowl. So
you either get a painting or you get your car fixed. One of the two.
Yeah, one of those two. But check his stuff out and check out our stuff, and we'll have Jaime back because it's always fun to talk to Jaime. So yeah, man. Thanks for showing up.
No, thanks for having me. This was fun. This was a lot of fun. I wish I was able to finish this. It's going to take me a little bit longer though.
Nah, man, you got to do the art. You got to do the art for what it is, man. We get it.
Thing. No, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Appreciate the invitation. Love being here. Love doing this.
Cool.
Love talking movies, and it's always good to see you. And good to see you too, Nick. It's been a while.
Yes, indeed, it has. Good to see you as well.
Cool. All right, guys. So go check out the new video we put up. Awesome. Thank you. Like, subscribe.
Franco, yeah, catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up. Gotta catch it now, Franco. Yeah, catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up with Franco. Yeah, we're catching up. Gotta catch it now.